From gold digger to stock picker, Kanye West found the perfect stocking stuffer, shall we say, for his wife, Kim Kardashian, giving her hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock in companies such as Disney, Amazon, and Apple. We're going now to Fox News contributor Katherine Timpf and political analyst Meyer. And the big question is, well, Kat, what do you think? Is this going to get more people, young people specifically, interested in investing?
Well, first of all, this is super cool. She captioned it Best Husband Alert, which normally I would hate something like that. But if he's giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock, it's okay. But a recent Wells Fargo survey this year actually said that 53% of millennials say they would never feel comfortable investing in the stock market. So not just now, but never. They really need to think about it, though. I mean, it's obviously doing very well under President Trump.
Yeah, they could have earned some money if they had put the money in on election night. Ron, you know, I will say that while you're right, Kat, it's a nice gift, there's something kind of impersonal about it. So I don't know if I'd want it for my Christmas gift. That said, I do think it's sort of, it's getting people talking. I mean, you're looking at a market that's near 25,000 now. You get the likes of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian talking about stocks. People are saying, should I get in?
Yeah, you should get in. Young people should get in. If it takes Kanye and Kim Kardashian to talk about stocks to get young people to invest, that's fine with me. Only 1 in 3 millennials has anything in the stock market. What I'd recommend is start small. There's this great app that I use called Stash. You can invest $5 and just watch it grow, and then you're going to get more comfortable with it. Then you put in more money, and then you put in a little bit each paycheck, and you can watch your portfolio grow. You can pick the different funds. You can see which one works, which ones perform well. The important thing is that young people need to get in the door because we're losing out on opportunities. We already have unaffordable housing and high college loans and all these other things. At a minimum, what we need to be doing is saving and investing correctly to make up for some of these other problems that have been punted to our generation.
You know, Kat, Kanye, I wouldn't have, you know, necessarily thought of him as a stock picker. I'm sure he's getting some good advice, though. But he came up with some interesting plays. He had, what, Apple, Disney, Amazon, 3 companies that, you know, obviously have done well recently and may continue to do so. How much does his stock picking, you think, affect young people that are looking to pick stocks themselves?
Well, those are expensive stocks, guys. This was a more than $200,000 Christmas gift, which I gotta say, I've never gotten a Christmas gift quite like that. Gotten some nice stuff, but never anything quite like that. But, you know, just...
The Kardashians are always over the top.
Yeah,
right?
well,
you know,
a lot of millennials don't trust themselves. They remember the Great Recession. They have student loans. So they're gonna need to start with something a little smaller, just to, not to be super nerdy, but it can be kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, actually, Ron, that you haven't seen more millennials do this, because it may have something to do with, you know, during the last 8 years, it's been challenging economically, but nonetheless, the market did okay, and the market's been going gangbusters lately. So you'd think they'd want to participate in the fun.
Yeah, most of us were either in college or just graduated college when the big stock crash happened. And so all of us are sort of hesitant to do it. We think most people tell us it's kind of like gambling. And so unless you have people out there, role models out there telling people what to do and sort of saying, like, listen, this works for me, it can work for you, that's what needs to happen. And I think these stocks are fine. I wouldn't pick them. But the important thing is that young people need to know to diversify. Get some aggressive stocks, ones that are you know, techy and fast growth. But also don't be afraid to get some municipal bonds. It's still going to perform better than your bank account. And that's the important thing. Get that money that you're trying to save out of your bank account into something that's going to grow for you and your future family.
Kat, I mean, a lot of millennials are, you know, they're lucky if they have a job, right?
That's right.
Saving is tough, and student loan debt is a huge barrier to people wanting to save at all, let alone invest. But like Ron said, even a small amount is good just to get started and get used to it, because that's the only way your money's going to grow.
You know, I do think it has a lot to do, though, with this sort of generational challenge that millennials have felt. You look at even marriage rates, for example, among millennials are quite low. A lot of millennials are still living at home. All of this has economic consequences in that, you know, when someone gets married, they start a home, they start a family, they're out at Home Depot, they buy the house. There are certain economic commitments that are made that feed back into the overall economy. And millennials, if they're staying at home and playing on their computer and living off of mom and dad, are not participating enough, Ron, in that economy.
Well, I really don't think that's happening as much as sort of the headlines would tell you. you. I think a lot of young people, a lot of millennials, we are seeing them be the future of the workforce, and we are seeing them be innovative. And I think that many of them have $5 a week to save and start to invest with, and that's the important thing. It doesn't need to be $1,000 right away. The whole point is to learn, right? You have to learn how to invest so when you actually do make money in the future, you can do it wisely. And so that's the big part of it.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
listen, millennials aren't these, like, you know, basement dwelling, you know, lazy people that people make us out to be.
But you guys
I mean,
definitely aren't.
Yeah, but listen, but young people in general are not, and they want a future. The issue is, yes, this economy is tough for young people in general, even though it's doing better. Student loans are tough. Housing prices are off the charts. We need policymakers to do something about that. But in lieu of that, make good decisions on your own. I think that's what we're hoping that this will inspire.
Indeed, indeed. And I think
I'm
you guys
unmarried.
are right.
I'm definitely unmarried and not close to married, but I'm not going to blame that on the economy.
All right, but you're going to save $5 a week and put it in stocks, right? New Year's resolution time.
I'm in the
Thanks.
market.
Great
You know,
gift.
I'm trying to encourage my kids to do this as well. In all seriousness, it's very important to think about these habits when you're young, to think about savings, and to think about what a bank account can do for you, and maybe even investing a little bit along the way. You know, never too young. Never too young,
That's
I say,
right.
Kat.
You can do it on your phone.
I agree.
Good to see you guys. Have a very happy New Year. Make sure you tune in. Well, you got to tune in tonight.